This is the Experienced Optimist, and I'm back with another question and answer segment from the book The Predatory Female, written by Lawrence Shannon. And I'm going to put a link to the book from Amazon in the description box. But now I want to talk about self-destruction. And Lawrence Shannon, he does a very good job of discussing how the predatory female, women in general, basically self-destruct over time. So the first question is this pattern of self-destruction, is there a pattern of self-destruction in the predatory female? And then Lawrence Shannon, he answers, strangely, yes. The more predatory she becomes, the more likely she is to do herself in. In the advanced stages, she becomes her own worst enemy. Sign to watch for. Lying in the sun for years until she has skin like a Komodo dragon. The basic rule states that ultimately a predatory female will defecate in her own mess kit. This extraordinary occurrence has often saved a hapless male in the 11th hour. And so basically what he's saying is, and I've met a lot of women like this, a lot of women are self-destructive by nature, and no matter what you do, they will, all their actions will cause them misery. I remember there was this one girl, this one lady I was messing with. She was Russian. She was older than me. And we had a lot of good sexual chemistry. And the relationship between me and her was pretty good. Well, I think something happened like 7 years passed before I saw her. And she was a predatory female. And so I called her up, I emailed her, whatever. It's like, yeah, I want to see you again. And anyway, so I saw her again, and she had turned into a wretch. I mean, she was just mean. She was more than manipulative. She was just, she just turned into a terrible human being. And I had seen this also other times when I travel as well. I'll see a woman, she'll be young, 18, 19 years old. I go back to the same place 5 years later, and I see her, and then with all these self-destructive patterns, you can tell that these women are descending into madness, rampant narcissism, and their lives show it. And you can basically tell that 5 years or 10 years from that point, they're going to be miserable. So that's one thing I've noticed about a lot of women. They're just self-destructive, and the longer you're with them, the bigger there is, the bigger of a chance there is for her to destroy your life as well. So the next question actually covers that. So let me scroll down here. It's called The Nature of the Beast. And and this is very good as far as something that you guys want to remember. The question is, can a predatory female ever be reconditioned or reformed? The answer, never. They are perpetually driven to stalk the earth, seeking whom they might devour, and you should never, repeat, never try to reform one. She'll only destroy you. Moreover, don't rebuke her for her actions. She is a slave for her predatory nature and can't help herself. Concentrate instead on appreciating her primal beauty, her hypnotic moves, dodging the bullet, and emerging unscathed from your relationship with her. Remember, she likes you for completely different reasons than you like her. And further, sex means nothing to her. This is another good point. A lot of times guys think they can fuck a woman into submission. This is not true. Women use sex as a tool. Now they can use sex to open up to the man that they're with, and all that sex magic shit that people talk about on the net or whatever. But most women don't do that. They just use sex as a tool to control and manipulate a man. Okay, so sex means nothing to her. Okay, she can get all she wants at the drop of a hat. An excellent reference when discussing the nature of the beast is Mildred Rogers from Amalgams of Human Bondage. I guess this is a book. She is the quintessential predatory female as far as seductive and ruinous style. Of course, Philip Carey's attempts to rehabilitate her were completely fruitless. I guess that was a guy in the book. He tried to rehabilitate the female and it didn't work out. Well, that's generally what happens when guys try to rehabilitate a female. It never works out because she's super self-destructive. And the reason why I think a lot of guys do this is because when men meet another man that's probably like on the wrong path, like a kid, maybe he's in a bad neighborhood and he wants to sell drugs to fit in. Like a lot of times you can rehabilitate that kid because men have a tendency to be introspective, look at themselves and say, you know what? Maybe what this old timer is telling me is right. Let me course correct and let me build a business, go to college, go to the military, try to redirect my life. Women aren't like that. And that's where men make the mistake. They think that women are like men and that they'll course correct. But that's not what women will do. And I've seen this time and time again. You'll see a beautiful woman. She'll be making some bad mistakes. You'll see it in strippers, escorts. You'll see it in just regular females in the church. Every type of female. And you'll sit the girl down and you'll say, look, I think that you really need to go in this other direction. And then they'll give you all sorts of lip, or they'll say that, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to change my life. And then you'll see them 2 months, 2 years later, doing the exact same thing, going down the exact same road to self-destruction. So you just want to keep that in mind. Let me see this Bible. Okay. So those are two things I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about, the self-destructive nature of women. And I also wanted to talk about why you should never try to help a woman. I remember I tried to help someone close to me in my family. She's a woman, and I gave her I gave her money. I gave her the best advice I could give her. Basically, if she would have just followed my advice, she would have had success. And she turned it around on me and tried to make me the bad guy, tried to manipulate me, cajole me into giving her more money. And at the end of my relationship with this woman, I had less money to show for it, less peace of mind, and I learned right there that, plus my other experiences traveling and deals with other women as well, that you should never try to help a woman, because once they're on that path to self-destruction, they're just going to drag you down with them. So, yeah, if you like the content, give a thumbs up, like, subscribe, check out other MGTOW channels, and I'll talk to you later, guys. This is the Experienced Optimist.